Yeah, Big Baby JTV. Like, comment, sub, like, comment, sub. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it, man. This Jonathan Major situation, right? So, I'm just gonna say quick like this. I'm not the type of individual who's gonna be 100% accurate with my reports, right? You come on this channel, you watch my videos for, I hope, my commentary, my takes, maybe to laugh a little bit. But I'm not going to be a straight line reporter or journalist. No, I'm an opinionist, bro. I'm a columnist, right? So I'm just going to tell you what I think about how this looks in my point of view and what's going on with this whole Jonathan Major situation. Now, if you've been under a rock, Jonathan Major on Saturday night, he was arrested, right, for domestic violence, essentially for hitting his girl, strangling her, and he went to jail. Apparently they had an argument, you know what I mean? He called the police on her. Apparently she was having some kind of mental breakdown. Apparently it started because he was texting some women, right? And eventually, because the police just showed up, they had to arrest somebody. According to, what happens in a lot of domestic violence calls, somebody has to be arrested. Right, so he got arrested, taken in. Few days later, she recanted her statements, meaning she took away her statements from the police. And, it's been a fiery few days for this man with his lawyer, his attorney saying, hey, this man didn't do these things. We have video evidence. We have all these things. But the district attorney, New York, is still charging him. Is still keeping it going, and they're still going to pursue charges. Now, look, with things like this, I'm just going to say how it is, man. This is a white woman and a black male, okay? Let's start at what it is. And first and foremost, he's not a, Childish Gambino, Donnie Glover type of black male. No, this is a black male who is physically strong, would be considered very masculine, would be considered very, a threat physically. Let's start off with that. You know what I'm saying? So just off the metrics alone, you're going to jail. You just going to jail, my nigga. I'm just keeping it a bean. You going to jail, okay? These things unfortunately matter, and that's because of racism. We know that, right? But also at the same time, when you're drunk, right? You had a night out with your girl, right? She sees maybe a side chick or maybe even just a female friend texting you. Who is that bitch? Right? And things escalate, right? Now, in his infinite wisdom, he decided to call the police, right? But at the same time, you have to understand, even though you are Jonathan Majors, you're a big Hollywood star now, don't mean that you're not a nigga. Doesn't mean you're not black. You have to be very conscious and aware of these things, right? But I don't think he was being conscious and aware because this individual was drunk. He was drunk, so was she, right? And after being so successful, especially with Creed and Ant-Man and obviously a lot of other movies, this man Jonathan Major got next, right? You have to understand that just at this time, you are at your most vulnerable, right? When you are at your highest peak, you are at your most vulnerable, right? And that's not just me being on some, spiritual-ish, because there is a spiritual concept to this, right? And that's not just me being on some conspiracy-ish, because there is a conspiracy concept to this, right? I'm not going to go in them layers because y'all don't care about that. Let's be real. I have a podcast where I do that. Sub to the podcast, and a Patreon where I do that. Sign up to the Patreon, link in bio. But the fact remains, when you reach a certain level and you walk through those Hollywood doors, right, and you make them Hollywood agreements, right, you are subject to being destroyed as well, bro. You know what I mean? It's hilarious how the whole concept of innocent until proven guilty doesn't exist no more. Especially in this world now with social media, especially this world of you see the optics of a black male, that's always going to look bad and worse. Let me tell y'all something, man. You know who played Thanos for the past few years? Josh Brolin, right? Josh Brolin was the voice and the motion capture for Thanos. Did you know that Josh Brolin in 2004 beat the hell out of his wife? Yeah, he used to beat her. Yeah. Got arrested for it too, right? But the difference between Josh Brolin and Jonathan Major is one's black, one's white. I think acting-wise, they're very similar, right? Right? I'm just keeping it real, right? Of course, Josh Brolin has been in the career in the industry way longer than Jonathan Major since he was a kid. But you have to understand there are a ton of white Hollywood actors who have been literally arrested and charged with domestic violence, but they don't face the same repercussions. Sean Penn used to beat the hell out of Madonna. And that's not allegedly, bro. There is literal charges that this man has for beating the hell out of Madonna. That's a fact. These are facts, by the way. I'm not BSing. These are facts, right? You have to understand as a black man, especially if you're in Hollywood, which is controlled mostly by, I'm not even going to say it because I'm not going to demonetize my channel, by them people, right? By people who are not melanated or who don't look like us. Every small thing has a big impact. Let me give y'all a very good example. There's this actor called Nate Parker. In 2016, he made a movie called Birth of a Nation. Now, Nate Parker was the new guy, meaning he was the new black figure that was wowing audiences. He was the guy. He was the one who was being praised, the one who was being looked at as the next big guy. You know what I mean? Basically, it was Michael B. Jordan before Michael B. Jordan became Michael B. Jordan. Or, you know what I'm saying, Will Smith before Will Smith. He was getting positioned into that, right? But because he had a rape accusation in 1999 that he got proven not guilty for in trial, and this thing about this rape allegation, came up in interviews during the time that he was promoting Birth of a Nation, right? Since it came up, it was all over the headlines, and because he didn't, necessarily apologize for it, or he didn't really seem contrite about it, right? Because he was proven innocent, he started getting bad press. He started getting bad looks, and because of that, y'all haven't even heard of Nate Parker until I mentioned him now. Now y'all can slightly remember him because I'm putting videos and pictures of him right now, right? One small mistake, whether it be an accusation, true or false, guilty or innocent, will mark your career for life, because that's how Hollywood goes, bruh. It's about reputation, it's about who you know and what you know, and it's about money. So what do I predict? I predict that Jonathan Majors will be fine. I say he'll survive this. But I think this is going to mark his career. It's going to mark his career, bro. Because no matter how much he would apologize, no matter if this is true or not, people in their head are going to look at this strong, buff, Buck Diesel black man, right, who looks like he can definitely whoop your ass, that he beats women. That's just what it's going to be. And it's messed up. It's not right. You know what I'm saying? The concept of innocent till proven guilty doesn't exist no more. But that's what it's going to be like. Some people in their mind, they're not going to disassociate. It is what it is, and that's their own trauma and their own issues. You know what I mean? But let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I done went on this for too long. If somebody still has the attention to pay attention to this, I appreciate y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Jonathan Majors, is it over for dude? I'm out, man.